Well, about 4% of new cars sold last year in the U.S. were electric. That's up 50% from 2020, and their popularity is only growing. But what do you do when you run out of juice? Our next guest has the solution in the form of portable chargers. Let's bring in SparkCharge founder and CEO Josh Aviv, and Yahoo Finance's Pras Subramanian also here with us at the desk. Josh, it's great to talk to you. Let's start with the model that SparkCharge offers, because I think this is a really interesting one. We talk about stationary chargers. Yours is portable, but also includes a subscription service.
Absolutely, yeah, and thank you guys for having me on the episode today. At SparkCharge, we've basically created a way for electric vehicle owners to have their car charged anytime and anywhere they want. And with our mobile app currently, an EV owner can, with the push of a button, have range delivered to them anytime and anywhere they want. At home, at work, on the go. It really opens up a brand new way of EV charging that makes life far more convenient.
Hey, Josh, Pras here. So you guys announced some new funding today, $23 million. What are you going to do with that money? Where do you plan on expanding and things like that?
Absolutely. I mean, we want to be in over 20 cities over the next couple of months. We're already in LA, San Francisco, San Jose, and Dallas, Texas. We'll be opening up Boston here pretty soon, and another city a couple of months after that. But this funding is really to help us scale that network so that, in every city, an EV owner can, with the push of a button, have range delivered anywhere they want.
So would you say the business model is more about providing that service to communities that are underserved? Or is there also a secondary usage here where people are they run out of juice on the road?
Yeah, so our business model with the Currently platform is really around opening up, convenience. So I believe 60% of all the people who use our mobile app actually get range delivered to their house. Another 40% actually get range delivered to where they work, their job. And the beauty of that is the fact that you can schedule that charge. So you can be on your way out the door, push a button and have range waiting for you at your office. You can be on your way from the grocery store and have range waiting for you at your home. And that really opens up the door to, the flexibility where the EV owner doesn't have to worry about where, when, and how they charge their car. One of the things that's come out of that is the fact that when we go into a city, we blanket it with energy. So, we're not just putting one pole in the ground. We are literally putting a coverage of energy in that city. And what we found is that there's a lot of communities that sometimes get left out, or what we like to call charging deserts, where essentially low-income communities don't have access to EV charging and are barred from the green economy. But when we think about, mobile charging, it removes all those barriers for every community and every EV owner.
Josh, serious question, but before I get there, I just want to ask quickly. I understand that you're a Syracuse alum. I am too. You've actually founded this idea from your dorm room. What dorm hall were you in?
So when I founded this idea, it was Booth Hall.
Booth. Okay, I was a Brewster guy, so I guess the juices weren't flowing, at least in that dorm hall. But on a serious note, I want to ask you, obviously the ecosystem of these types of charging infrastructures is very different now than perhaps when you were ideating this in your dorm room. How exactly do you feel you fit in within the universe of chargers out there? Because there are some that are targeting certain types of retail locations, some that are superchargers on the roadside along major highways. How do you think you fit into that ecosystem?
Absolutely. So, when you think about it, as the electric vehicle market has grown, so has SparkCharge. So when you think about the fact that, when you're talking about these retail locations, sometimes they're only putting, one or two charging stations in the ground. And that's really not enough to service the amount of EV owners that are going to be hitting the roads. On top of that, our technology is often sometimes 8 to 14 times faster than the infrastructure that's already previously been installed, especially with level 2. And when we think about where our technology is going, our charging stations are going to be faster than a Tesla destination supercharger, right? And they're going to be able to be delivered to you regardless of where you're at. And when we think about how trends follow and how society moves, if you can make something more convenient, more cost affordable, then that's typically the route that people go. And we believe that mobile charging will be the dominant way that people charge their car going forward.
Yeah, Josh, you mentioned Tesla. I thought it was interesting. You also have a partnership with Kia for these 2-month subscriptions. And it seems like increasingly, it's that those two pieces that need to come together. You purchase a car knowing that the charging station is going to be there. You guys use lithium-ion batteries to power these chargers. What does the supply look like for you right now? We've heard a lot about the huge demand in lithium, whether in fact that demand can be met. What are you seeing in your pipeline?
Absolutely. I mean, really what it comes down to is relationships, right? I think that's really what's going to be the biggest differentiator when it comes to, lithium ion supply, making sure you have a relationship with that supplier. From the SparkCharge standpoint, we've been in this industry for a number of years. And what we've really seen is that, back in the day, you could place an order for, a pallet of lithium ion cells and maybe get it, within a couple of months, right? Now you really have to plan that a little bit further out, almost 6 to 8 months out in advance, really trying to figure out your supply chain so that you always have product available. We manufacture every single product here in the United States in Buffalo, New York. We've manufactured here stateside from the beginning of the inception of the company. And so, we've really been able to be fortunate where, if someone wants our product, we can ship it out right away. We're not waiting for it to be put on a boat and brought over here. We manufacture here directly. And so that's something that we're proud of. But to answer your question, it's really about, forecasting and getting ahead of supply chain. And that's how we've been able to stay ahead to date.
Hey, Josh, so you guys have raised money from Mark Cuban, one of your early investors. What's it like working with him? And you actually went on Shark Tank, too. What was that whole experience like for you?
Absolutely. Yeah. Working with Mark has been phenomenal. And, the Shark Tank family has been absolutely great. When we think about it, going on Shark Tank, our goal was to really bring the conversation of electric vehicles into the homes of millions of people. And we were extremely successful doing that, right? I mean, the outpouring that we've gotten from people supporting that episode, I think, to date, it's one of the highest rated episodes. About 3.6 million people tuned in for that season opener. And I think we've got other millions that have been shared via social media with views. So it's been absolutely phenomenal. And working with Mark, he's been absolutely great. I mean, working with him, his team, you send him an email, he always gets back to you. He's always there for advice. And he owns a couple of electric vehicles. So, he truly believes in this market. So it's just been a pleasure working with him.
All right, SparkCharge founder and CEO Josh Aviv and Yahoo Finance's Pras Subramanian. Go Orange, by the way. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Go Orange, brother.